right, listeners, we are back. If you are still watching us, as you see, Scaarr is no longer here. We already recorded the first part of the session, so here we are picking up where we left off. So we'll dive right in here. We've already figured out and done all Scaarr's stuff off screen with his personal downtime and stuff like that. The one thing you guys would know that was not really private, players, is that Pilar Carvalho, the Comtech Marine from the second section, asked... this was the event he rolled, was another Marine asks for a favor, and what Carvalho asked him was if he knew anything or had heard any rumors about Ariarchus or his missing younger brother Isaac. And he asked if he could keep an ear and eye out for anything that might explain what happened to his younger brother or what happened to Ariarchus or Fort Nebraska, because he's trying to find out what's happened. So he said, yeah, I'll keep an eye out for sure for you. So so that's where that's at with all that.
Nice.
And I feel like my camera is a little messed up here in OBS. Hold on. It totally is. That's why.
It looks like the actual camera could just be aimed down a little bit.
Well, you know what it is? No, it's just I had it too shrunk or expanded, so like my face was like filling up the whole thing, like way too close. So, yeah.
Isn't that what we want?
Well,
viewers to see your beautiful.
We want to see your pores.
Thank you. That's right. Yeah.
See the exfoliation.
Those clogged pores. Okay. So, you guys would obviously hear or know about that in particular. So we will go around now to the rest of you with. We're going to start with the debriefings. So these will be private. So we'll do the mute and deafen method that we did last time. And go through those, and then we'll dive into your downtime events, tell the listeners and viewers what you've spent your EXP on, and then we will dive into the next mission. Cool?
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Who would like to go first with their debriefing?
I feel like the sergeant always has to go first.
I feel like it's part of the job.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to deafen and deafen and mute the two of you, and we will go into Sergeant Schmidt here. So, goodbye. And then Sean.
Can't tell if you just froze or...
Right? Yeah. Okay, no, they're good. Okay. So, just like before, you're brought into that same briefing room with the single table. Casados, Roy, and... Sergeant Zimbarski are there, and when you get in, she's standing. Her back is to the door when you come in. She's looking over something on like a desk at the far end of the room, and she just kind of looks briefly over her shoulder, and she sees you, and she says, "Sit."
Okay, thank you. Take a seat.
And you can see Zimbarski is like turning red. He looks so pissed. And you've never seen a look like this on Casado's face. And she's like staring daggers as she turns around. And Zimbarski just starts leveling into you. Just, what the fuck were you thinking? He's slamming his fist on the table, yelling. People in the hall might be able to hear this. That's how loud he's shouting, even through like the metal door. And when he gets done, he's like, "Do you have anything to say for yourself?" And you can tell it's not a question. He's just screaming at you. And then finally, she sits down. She says, "Sergeant, I thought I made myself very clear on my expectations. What in the actual fuck were you thinking?"
Well, I guess you got to be a little bit more clear with that. What are we talking about specifically on this?
She said, "What was your plan?" in that whole situation?
If we were to start from when we almost got jumped outside the ship, we had to make a split decision not to get our guy killed. You know, I'm not going to leave a guy behind again. And, yeah, we just had to pretend to be friendly with the enemy for the time being while we explored the ship. We were outnumbered at the time, outgunned, had the upper hand on us. I'm just looking out for our boys.
So what was your plan then, after said truce?
Well, the plan was to have them split up. We can convene and group together, and then ambush part of them to get their numbers down. Which I'm sure the video will show that last bit. That's what we tried to do, but they were already on the run. Something tipped them off.
Was it your intention to break this truce after making it?
Yes.
Did you think for a moment that perhaps that could lead to your men being killed or injured?
Well, like I said, at the moment, with the current situation that we had the numbers on them, and they were split apart.
That's not what I asked, Sergeant. You just told me you accepted the truce to keep your men alive. Then you start scheming and plotting to turn on these UPP soldiers, and that doesn't risk the lives of your men? Which one is it?
Well, again, it goes by the current state of the circumstance. So, when the truce was made, we had one of our guys out hiding, waiting for the ambush, who was outnumbered and would have been obliterated within seconds.
You can see even Casados is starting to get angry. And she says, "Shut the fuck up, Sergeant. I don't want to hear your pathetic explanations. I'm not upset that you made a truce with the UPP to keep a soldier alive. What I'm upset about is the deviousness and the dishonestness that you displayed after making a truce like that, further endangering your men with little to no plan as to how to go about this, only for it to fall apart and for your squad to then get separated and ambushed themselves by an unknown assailant. And furthermore, you then capture a prisoner and you threaten to torture him to get the UPP back, and then when he's on the ground defenseless, you stab him in the throat?
Yeah.
What in the fuck is wrong with you, Sergeant?
At that
You
point,
could be court-martialed for that. Do you realize that?
Well,
I will not have
I'm
psychotic... Shut the fuck up, Sergeant. I will not have psychotic lunatics under my command, and I sure as hell won't have them leading my troops. You are no longer squad leader, and you can enjoy the demotion that I'm going to put into command to drop your ass down a peg. And maybe that'll teach you some goddamn humility and some common fucking sense before you put more lives at jeopardy. I don't just judge your actions in the field, I judge your character as a man, and you have failed at that, Sergeant. Now get the fuck out of my sight, and I swear to God, if you give any lip to Tagar, because you can damn well sure bet he's in charge now. If I hear one peep and you don't do what the fuck he says, you are out. I will make it my fucking life's work to see you are out of the Corps. Do you understand?
Roger that.
And you see Zimborski is looks like he's ready to jump over her shoulder and strangle you. And the whole time Roy is just sitting there, absolutely stone-faced. And then you see, she doesn't even say it, she just gives you a look that says, "Get out."
Very well.
All right. Okay. We will switch it over then. Let's
Yep.
get Eric in here. Eric, welcome back. All right. So,
Hello.
Tagar is brought in as before. You're in the same room, same table. Command squad is there. Zimborski, Casados, and Roy. You can see Zimborski looks like he was bright red and is now maybe calming down. And you can see that even, Casados, you can see like a vein in her forehead that you've like never seen. She looks visibly upset in a way that you've never seen before. And you probably heard screaming from inside the room, despite it being like a ship, door. You could hear Zimborski like going off. And you can see she's looking at something on a desk about at the end of the room. So her back is to you when you come in, and she looks over her shoulder and she says, "Lance Corporal, have a seat, please."
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wait, hold on. I just realized I have your guys' cameras flipped. I gotta fix you and Adam here real quick. Okay, there we go. Nope, that's the frame. There we go. All right, that's better. Okay, so she asks you to have a seat, and she says, "Tell me, Lance Corporal, what is your appraisal of what happened yesterday down in that ship with the UPP specifically?"
With the UPP specifically, I would say it was not an ideal situation. We found ourselves, with a PFC Johnson kind of ambushed and with, little choice in, how to not get shot. The light truce we had was due to finding out that it was not our ship and having incomplete information on our mission. We exchanged information as needed, without giving away too much of what we were there for. Some details did come out because, we had Gannon with us. He needed to get whatever appraisal he needed, although for what reason, I am not sure, considering it, again, was not our ship or the ship we were sent to recover.
She holds her hand up for you to stop. She says, "Do you agree with Johnson's decision to surrender?" Speak plainly, Lance Corporal.
I don't know that it would not have been the decision I would have made in that position, but as a...
What would you have done? You're ambushed, you're cut off from your squad, you're outnumbered 6-1. What would you have done? Honestly. I'm not judging you, I need to know the answer.
Honestly, I have more armor than them on my standard body. I could have possibly withheld some fire until the rest of the squad reached me. However, I think that Johnson made the decision that he thought was best. We, again, were at a wreckage that we were not prepared for. Information is what we needed.
She holds her hand up again. Do you agree with the decision to make a truce with the enemy? You can't tell if she's pissed about this or if she agrees with the decision. Very hard to tell. Given the circumstances, do you agree with that decision?
Given the circumstances, I think I agree with the decision. We were on unknown ground in a mission that we were unsure of, and we needed information.
Do you agree? Do you agree with the sergeant's decision to break that truce and start planning and scheming to try to turn things on the UPP?
I do not agree with that decision.
Why?
I think it was premature. I think that we had an agreement. We both had terms, and I don't know that we were necessarily at the point in the mission to go back to enemies. We will never be friendlies, but I think that we were still at a point where we are still trying to get to that, complete our mission.
If you had made the decision to turn on the UPP, how would you have handled that? What would your plan have been, roughly speaking?
I'm not sure I have an answer to that.
That's fair. She looks at Zimborski, who kind of shrugs. She says, I want to commend you for keeping your cool, for trying to follow orders that I know, I can tell, were conflicting to you. And I think it's time you step up. Sergeant Schmidt is no longer your squad leader. You are. And she looks to Zimborski, who puts a thing down on the table, and it's the pins, the stripes, whatever they're referred to promote you up to corporal.
Oh.
Right, corporal is above lance corporal, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
All right, I thought I read that. I just want to make sure. And she says, you need to understand, I don't just want results in the field. I want soldiers that I can trust, and I want soldiers that will give Kilo Company, myself, and the entire Marine Corps a good name. I'm not mad that you made a truce with the enemy. Given the circumstances, given the fact that Johnson is a low rank, he's new, for Christ's sakes, he's an APC driver. He's normally not in the field. I can't blame a man for worrying about his own life despite this job. I expect that sort of thing from a new recruit. From an officer, I expect something different. But that being said, I don't disagree with the decision for a truce fire. What I disagree with is the near instantaneous decision to start plotting and scheming, and then trying to enact that scheme with little to no plan. On one hand, I'm told the decision for the truce was to preserve Marine lives, and then, just as swiftly, the situation is turned back to one of enemies, and there seems to be no regard for said soldier's life. I also think it is very telling of a person's character when they do something like that, enemy or not. And don't even get me started on what was done to the prisoner that was taken. We do not execute prisoners, even if they are enemies.
Understood. Yes, ma'am.
So, you're squad leader now. Don't make me regret this. Prove to me that you are worthy of this. And she taps on the stripes. You know what I expect. And if you are unsure, seek clarity. Are you up to the task?
Yes, ma'am.
And then she actually stands up and she gives you a salute, as does Szymborski, obviously expecting you to return the salute. And she says, well, congratulations, Corporal.
Thank you, ma'am.
And with that, you are out the door.
Okay.
All right, Sean.
Oh no.
Okay. So, Broderick
Yeah.
is brought in. This is his first time really in a debriefing. It's one of his real first missions on the ground, right? Like, not
Right,
just
yeah.
driving. So this is different. And you,
So should I probably tell you like what I put in my my briefing report or whatever? Because I would have like fudged some stuff, obviously.
Sure.
He'd be pretty clear from the point like they entered the atmosphere, got shot down, fought the dudes, and then eventually got to the ship.
Okay.
Once he turned off his comms and stuff, he would explain that he did turn his comms off to try to gain the UPP's trust, get information, and convince her to destroy the samples if they're actually bioweapons. He
Okay.
wouldn't mention the second time that he turned his comms off to talk to the guy, the UPP soldier, and like tell them to run away.
Okay.
I think other than that, those are the only two things that come to mind. He would point out that Schmidt and possibly O'Connell did totally kill a surrendering enemy.
Okay.
And O'Connell seems a little weird because he was rigging bodies to explode from the very beginning of the mission, with like a booby trap.
Okay. Okay.
So those are the kind of like things he would highlight in his briefing.
Okay, good. Well, you're brought into this briefing. It's
Yeah.
very new territory for you. It's very intimidating with the command squad there. Szymborski looks angry as always, but not more angry than usual, so maybe that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Casados is looking over something on a desk at the back of the room when you come in. Her back is to you. And then she turns and she says, Private, is it PFC for Johnson?
Yes. Yep.
PFC Johnson, thank you for attending. Please have a seat.
Ma'am. And then he would take a seat.
She takes a seat down across from you. She says, tell me, this is one of your first missions, real missions, correct?
Yeah, I normally do the driving, not any actual footwork.
Just tell me, when the UPP discovered you,
Yeah.
what was going through your mind?
Don't die, probably. Prevent loss of life in the squad. We were trying to set up an ambush. Kind of expecting them to come from a different direction. And they came around. So if they found me, killed me, then it would just be O'Connell and Schmidt versus a fully armed squad while the rest of the people were inside.
But that is a risk we take as soldiers, is it not? Our lives are on the line.
Sure. Yeah, our lives are. But if it was just those two versus them, they probably would have died too. And then the guys inside, and then also the Wayland-Yutani rep, we wouldn't have been able to do anything with the mission.
She looks very hard at you as she says, so it wasn't just an act of self-preservation. Is that what you're telling me?
There was definitely some self-preservation in that, but it was also for the squad and the mission. I wouldn't have joined up if I was a complete coward.
I never called you a coward.
No, it's my own learning, but yeah.
She looks long and hard at you. You can tell she's judging you. She's trying to decide whether or not, if you're actually telling the truth here or not. I'm gonna have her make.
Would you like a manipulation roll?
Are you telling the truth when you say this? Is it like does Johnson believe this?
He believes that, yeah.
He's not just coming up with that to like make it seem like he had a good idea?
No.
Okay. No, then this is more of like a sense motive for her.
Okay.
She's hard to read, but she nods and then she says, "You made some big decisions down there yesterday. Something that I would normally hope a PFC would not have to deal with. But I have to say that I am somewhat impressed. I know it was not an easy situation, certainly one you weren't prepared to find yourself in, and yet you acted. You acted on behalf of your squad without referring to your squad mates or your sergeant's authority, and that can sometimes take courage. And I do believe that you did it with the best of intentions. And that is something I'm also impressed with. But I need to ask you directly. I've read your reports. Obviously, I've looked at all the footage and all the audio. But I need you to tell me, what happened when you turned off your camera and your comms to speak with that commandant?
We had just found the, quote-unquote samples, the still living humans with something inside them. She had informed us that these were the preemptive bioweapons. So I tried to talk to her separately. I turned off my comms and video as a kind of a showing of trust to see if she would trust me, and she seemed to as well. She turned off her comms and camera as well. And then I tried to convince her to destroy the bioweapon samples, so neither side would be able to use them against innocent civilians.
You can tell she is judging you very hard right now, looking for any hole in your story. You have never felt so scrutinized before under somebody's gaze. You feel like every single word you're saying she is dissecting mentally.
He's visibly uncomfortable.
And you can see Zimborski has got his arms crossed and he is looming. He is definitely helping make her seem even more intimidating, even though, like, to you, like, nothing could be scarier than her right now.
Yeah.
Even though you've never, like, really heard her scream, you hear Zimborski do it all the time. And she says, and the second time?
What was the second time?
I'm sorry, didn't you turn your comms off when you talked to the soldier the second time? Or
I did, but I didn't mention it in the report, so...
But she has the recordings.
Right, so he's trying to act like he doesn't know what it is.
Okay. She says, when you were working on the comms relay... And I forget, was it your audio or the audio and the camera you turned off at that point?
It would have been just the audio, because even as he was talking, he would have just been focused on the comms.
Oh, so did you just, like, turn your comms off so the squad couldn't hear?
Yeah.
But you left your camera on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we really haven't specified. I don't know if the cameras also record audio. I assume they would, because that's how regular body cam works, right? So.
Oh, then he probably would have turned off both.
Okay.
If it was to record
If,
audio.
yeah. My question here is: was your intention to try to hide it from command, not just the squad?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it was recording audio and stuff, he would have turned off both.
Okay.
But he would not have mentioned that in his.
So she asked. She's like, when you were working on the comms. And the one UPP soldier began speaking with you. And you can see her
Yeah.
eyes narrow, and her eyes just say, "Don't you fucking lie to me."
Yeah. For that, they asked me to turn off my comms to have a brief conversation.
About?
They could hear that our commander was trying to plan to kill them. So I suggested they leave and we shed no blood.
And how did they learn of this?
They speak English, I guess. He was speaking to me in English.
So you're saying he overheard these conversations that the sergeant believed he was having in privacy, when in actuality the soldier standing right next to him could understand every word he was saying.
So as a player, that's what he had told me, was that one of our guys overheard, right?
Yep, that's exactly what he said. He's like, "Dude, I've been in here." Basically, it was like, "Hey, the three of us have been here the whole time with your sergeant. Every time he talks, like, I can understand what he's saying."
Yeah, they said that he could understand what our sergeant was saying the entire time. When the sergeant was trying to have a private conversation with the squad, I suggested he go physically talk with them, so that's why I was the one that took over.
Some commanders would be upset at such a chain of events. Some might even call that high treason.
He is visibly sweating at the mention of the treason.
But, given the circumstances, I don't believe that is the case. I will leave you with this, PFC. I believe your plan, or the reasoning behind your plan, was sound. I believe that you are true to your word when you say your intention was to try to preserve lives, and that is an important quality that we sometimes lack. We can't get the job done with dead soldiers, and I, for one, do not like sending letters to widows and mothers when decisions I've made have resulted in unnecessary deaths. It will happen. You will see friends die. One day you may even be in command and you may watch men under your command die. But part of your job, if you ever attain such a position, part of your responsibility is for the lives of those around you and under you. So, I would actually like to commend you for having to make such a decision so early in your career. I can understand the pressures that were around you. She looks at Zimborski, who, hard to read. Seems like he might want to say something, but she then just looks back at you. However, do not ever turn your camera off like that again. Am I understood?
Fully and clearly.
The sergeant will have some extra duties for you to make you think about that.
Understood.
And she's basically says, "Dismiss."
He salutes, gets up, and or I guess gets up and then salutes.
Yep.
And leaves.
Okay.
As soon as the door closes, he just. Oh, goddamn. I
Visibly
just want to try.
shaking and sweating.
Visibly sweating, yeah. I just want to fly fucking ships and drive goddamn cars.
All right. So, I guess at that, you guys would have a chance to reconvene with the rest of the squad. Does anybody bring anything up about this, or just kind of go about their duties and get on with their life?
I guess I would go to the members of the squad like, well, it was nice working with you. Hopefully I just get to drive your trucks for now.
You headed back to the motor pool?
I think so. Well, I guess wait until we get more orders, right? Although I've got to do some extra duties.
It was
Yeah.
a pleasure having you in the last mission.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on O'Connell. He's been mean mugging me ever since we got on that dropship. Is that just his normal thing? Is he mean mugs people?
That's just O'Connell.
Oh, okay.
You'll be fine.
I was gonna have him say something, but we'll assume he's not there. He'd say something smart aleck, to you.
Right, yeah. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
The door's shut after the body leaves. It's actually automated now, so we're good.
I will fucking break your nose if you talk back to me again. Get the fuck out of here.
We're the same rank. Fuck you.
He looks at you. Like,
Then I leave. And then Broderick would actually go to the med bay and give Weaver one of the pieces of the Helios he pulled from the wreckage.
Okay, so you go to the med bay, and you actually see Herschel is in there, and he's sitting in a chair, and he's actually reading something from a book to Weaver, and she sees you come in. You can't tell if she's like bored out of her mind or relieved that somebody else is here, but he stands up and he greets you. He's like, "Oh, PFC Johnson. So good to see you. How did your briefing go?"
It was very intense and very nerve-wracking. Yeah. But I think it went okay.
Weaver goes first time in the hot seat, huh?
Yeah. Is it always that bad?
It depends. I've been there a few times myself, It's comes with the territory, I suppose. What do they got you doing? Latrine duty, barracks duty?
Sergeant hasn't told me yet, so I assume it's probably latrine duty. He's waiting until someone really messes it up.
Oh. Well, Zaborski usually reserves that for people that really piss him off. So if it wasn't that bad, maybe you'd be polishing incinerators or something.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll just wait till he tells me, but just wanted to apologize for the Helios.
Huh. Hey, you know what, kid? It's all right. Herschel here tells me if it weren't for you, we probably wouldn't have come back in any pieces, or multiple pieces.
Good to hear. Glad I did a somewhat respectable job, but I brought you a memento. He just pulls out a piece of the wreckage of the Helios and hands it to her.
Ha! No shit.
I don't know if that's your first crash, but it's my second, so I brought
Really?
mementos. Yeah.
She asks you a little
drive
bit
aerial
about that.
vehicles. Yeah, and I just explained the backstory of him crashing his first vehicle and surviving.
Mm. You be like peas in a pod with Yazi. You should go talk to her.
Probably going back into the motor pool, so maybe I'll have time while you guys are on whatever you're doing next time.
Yeah. Well, they clipped her wings for a bit, so she's not too happy about it. But I appreciate this. Thanks, man. It was my fault. I wasn't even thinking anything was going to be down there. I should have been a little more careful. As usual, Herschel, you're right. Look before you leap. And he just kind of nods and he kind of gives you a wink, like, I told her,
Thumbs up. Yeah.
And he
thanks,
says,
Herschel.
that's okay. The important thing is that you were in one piece and you'll be able to fly again. And I'm sure we'll have a new ship. Which reminds me, we should probably think of a name for our new ship once we get it. Any suggestions, Johnson?
Danger zone? Already crashed one ship.
Weaver laughs at that. She's like, yeah, that's a little too easy, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
At that point, why don't we just call it Tom Cruise, right? And be done with it.
Yeah. Goose.
All right, we'll keep brainstorming some. We're going to need... Herschel's right. We need something new, so...
Yeah.
And,
We'll set up a betting pool to see which one wins.
She's like, oh, hey, while you're here, by the way, you think you might be able to get me, some new speakers? I heard you're a guy that can get things.
I could probably do that. You just gotta make sure Tagar stays off my back, because he saw me once and threatened me.
I'll take care of Tagar. Don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get you some speakers.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna mind that. It's,
don't sell anything crazy.
Well, he's kind of a by the book kind of guy. I get that.
Yeah.
I can respect
Yeah.
that. So
Sure. But yeah, I'll see what I can do.
awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate this. I'll put this in a frame or something. We'll see.
All right. You take care.
And Herschel bids you goodbye as well.
Yeah, and he'll go do whatever extra duties the sergeant has to give him.
Yeah, he's got you doing just barracks duty. So lack of sleep, long shifts, but it's not like grueling or anything, and it's not latrine duty, which is good. So
The worst.
although I guess there's not really a latrine on the ship, but bathroom janitorial duty, whatever. So
Right.
Okay. So events. I rolled events for you guys as usual. And you guys can tell me if there's any modifications to this you want to do as far as why or how. So, for Sergeant Schmidt, I rolled... oh, is that not it? Did I write down the wrong number? God damn it. Oh, I totally did. Oh boy. Okay, hold on, I gotta find it. Where the fuck? Number 36 is what I wrote down. Discuss amongst yourselves for a moment while I find this.
I mean, shit. After Weaver asks him to get some speakers, he'd probably go to Tagar and make sure he's okay to do that. Like, hey, Tagar, you got
You
a
would be
minute?
in more trouble if you don't get those speakers for Weaver.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure after a brief conversation last time that you're not going to throw me against a wall and do something. So, if I'm good to get those speakers, I'll get them.
Speakers, gear is one thing. Gear is another thing.
Okay, there. All right. Well, I'll get her those speakers, and I'll be on the up and up after that, unless there's any other legitimate requests.
Yeah, maybe find her some new CDs.
Yeah, make sure those speakers come with some music.
Okay. Well, I only flew with her that one time. What are her other preferences? Is it all that same stuff?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Make sure to throw something weird too, just to mix
Okay.
it up.
Oh,
Rick
yeah,
roll her.
really, bro.
Yeah. I used to hear about this guy, Weird Al. He has some bangers. I'll throw one of those in.
There you go.
Oh my god. That's
Maybe add some
brilliant.
Nickelback to that.
Brilliant.
So yeah, he'll work on smuggling in some sick ass speakers and CDs.
Oh, sick ass speakers, huh? Okay.
Oh yeah, he's going for the good stuff.
Okay. All right. So, I can't find it, so I'll just read what I have written here. Maybe this is it. So the Marine, no, because there's a bonus to this. I feel. No. Sorry, listeners. I'm just not finding this fucking thing. Like, most of these give some sort of bonus now, or some sort of story implication.
Right.
Okay, so don't just write notes. Maybe it's in my... Let me blind myself here for a second, see if it's on the big notepad. Let's see. Well, what?
One would say lost to the void.
Oh no.
No, that's not it.
Well, I feel like at this point, I'm gonna approach our new sergeant here with a nice hand extended.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
you guys
Corporal.
would both notice he has corporal stripes now. He has been promoted.
Chevrons. Corporal chevrons.
Chevrons, thank you.
Oh.
Wouldn't like a layman's term be stripes though, or like a slang term, or is that for other ranks?
So there are different I'm trying to think. On different uniforms, we have like arm markings for years of service. I don't remember what we called those,
Okay.
but they were like stripes on the arm.
But so not military, obviously. So corporal is above a sergeant.
No,
No,
corporal's above lance corporal.
it's the next
So it's
rank.
It's between. The next rank would be sergeant.
Okay.
So it's safe to say though, but we're both corporal now, right?
Well, you would know that a demotion typically has to go through the higher ups, and that's what she said. She basically said, I am submitting a request for a demotion for you.
Gotcha.
Okay, so technically he's still a sergeant,
Yes.
and Tagar is now a corporal, not a lance corporal.
Yes,
But Tagar is leading the squad.
he is now squad leader. Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Cruz,
I found
potentially
it.
still hobbling. We'll stumble into this, very confused.
Okay. Well, before we continue that, so for Sergeant Schmidt, in preparation for their next assignment, the Marine spends an inordinate amount of time working out and pushing themselves to the physical limit. Roll a D3 to see what effect they have for the next mission. So D3 is you can just roll a D6 and half the number. All right. You gain +1 health for the next mission.
Nice.
Whoa,
That-
that's so good.
That does not increase your strength, though. But you have +1 health for the next mission, so you can add that to your character sheet if you'd like.
Nice.
So, my question is, why does he do this, and what does he do to prep for the mission?
Well, he does this because he feels like, he's kind of on the weaker end on this past mission with getting, backstabbed and not being able to catch up to the UPP that were running away.
Okay.
So he wants to get stronger.
I dig it. Like it. Okay, cool. All right. Next is Corporal. We have to change your thing here on OBS. We'll do that during the break. Corporal Tagar, you... let me see. Well, here, we'll do Johnson. You had a really quick one. You got... Training goes exceptionally well. One talent or skill the Marine increases costs 1 less EXP to do so.
Wow, that's so weak. Okay. Even we're...
Free XP? That's weak? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, super weak, bro. I guess Nerves of Steel will just cost 9 instead of 10.
Okay.
Because we increased the XP for talents from 5 to 10.
Yes. Correct.
So, instead of having 2 EXP left, Johnson now has 3.
That's more than halfway to get a skill. Better watch your lip.
It's weak.
You're weak.
Johnson is actually not weak. He's got 4 strength. Okay.
Well,
Chill out.
Johnson, that's what happens to you. And Sean has decided he's going to bring back Cruz for the next mission. Cruz will be fully healed, so we'll get to his stuff in a minute. But Tagar, is there anything in particular that you're doing during your downtime? considering everything that's just happened and all the shit that went down on the mission?
Right, training. So I put so my because my XP went to skills, so I'd probably be like either in the gym or at the range.
All right.
I'm assuming there's probably a range on ship.
Oh yeah,
Of some
absolutely.
sort?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, at one point, you see Herschel walking around, and he actually comes over to you and he says, "Corporal, I wanted to congratulate you on your promotion. Very well done.
Thank you, Herschel.
I wanted to ask you, I wanted to get Lieutenant, or not Lieutenant, what is it, Corporal? I forgot Weaver's rank already.
Not Corporal.
Lance Corporal. I wanted to get Lance Corporal Weaver a gift. I feel bad that her ship was destroyed. Might you have any suggestions?
Well, O'Connell's gonna get her a new speaker system for the, whatever's next. Johnson's getting her a new speaker system.
Oh yes, he stopped by the med bay. I was there reading to her, and he came by, and she asked him. He gave her a piece of the ship as a memento. She seemed to enjoy that.
Oh, that was pretty thoughtful of him.
I think she appreciated having some visitors. She's going to be cooped up for a few days.
Okay. I think maybe if there's like a personal sound system, I think Johnson's getting her something for a new ship or whatever she's gonna be driving next. So maybe just something for a room, something to keep her busy, keep her mind going.
That is a great idea. I'm glad I asked. And he says, "Well, I will leave you to it. Again, congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing you in command. I'm sure you'll do us all proud."
Thank you.
And he walks off. So you just continue with your training then and other stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a few days later, when you guys have a new dropship, and once Weaver is out of the med bay, we'll say you're at the range, right? And you're kind of in the zone, you're doing your thing, and then you realize that you hear another weapon going off, and you see actually let's roll and see how they do here. Are they total garbage or are they impressive?
They had to push. That's not a good sign.
All right. You hear a succession of shots go off. Someone's got just a service pistol, and you see dead center mass just hit after hit after hit. Very impressive. And you look over and you notice that it's Weaver, and she kind of looks at it, and then she notices you're looking at her, and she kind of looks over, gives you a grin, and you see she does a John Wick style where she just does that with the gun, and the clip goes flying out, and you can tell she's kind of pretty good, huh?
I see you're feeling better.
Yeah, you didn't come and visit me. What the hell?
I didn't want to encroach on your space. I heard Johnson came and brought you some stuff, and Herschel was asking for some suggestions. But some people just like to heal in peace. Don't really like I don't know, being a doctor like that. Just not really my thing.
Yeah. Man, that Herschel, God, he's nicer than some people I've met, Too bad they don't build other people like that.
Some people could use that.
That's for sure. And she says, "Congratulations," and she, nods to your your chevrons.
Thanks. Thanks.
Learns a new word and suddenly he's using it all the time.
She says,
Thanks.
"So, I heard you dragged my ass around on that shield of yours most of that mission."
Yeah, we look out for each other. Gonna just leave you out in the jungle.
She gives you a very broad smile, and she says, I appreciate that. Really. Thanks.
Of course.
And,
It's nice to see you out of the med bay and back on your feet. I'm sure it's feeling good.
hey, damn right it is. Can't wait to get back in the air. And she takes a couple more shots. Why don't you give me a ranged combat roll as well? See if you can do better than what she rolled.
God damn.
Do you want to push? Are you happy with that?
Oh, push. Okay. I guess not.
She had 4 successes.
Statistically, you should have got one
She
more.
had 1 on her first roll. She got 3 on her push. So she had 4.
Nice.
But you do pretty well as you do have pretty good shots as well. And once she finishes up, she walks by, and as she passes you by, she says, "How about a drink sometime?"
Yeah, sure.
And she kind of gives you a wink, and as she walks off, she's walking a bit more sultry than she normally does. There's a little bit of a sway in her hips that you normally don't see. So if it wasn't obvious, what I rolled was the Marine has a romantic encounter on the base,
Oh, jeez.
which I think was perfect, considering what happened.
You didn't want to have it be with Herschel and Tagar?
Can you feel the love tonight? Something in the jungle.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't know the rest of it. It's that one line, that's it.
Okay, so last but not least, we'll get to the drink another time. Cruz.
Ooh.
While you are recovering in the med bay,
Yeah.
everybody's favorite staff sergeant shows up.
Zimborski?
Yes. So he comes in, his arms are behind his back. He's got his usual drill sergeant look on his face. He steps in, and
Cruz will do his best to get up and salute.
he lets you do so. He says, "At ease, Marine."
And then, if he can, he'll, I guess, sit down. Is he in the med bay and like laying in a bed? Or
Yeah, you're in a
sitting
bed.
down?
You're in a bed. So.
Yeah, he'll go back to in the bed, but kind of sitting up.
Yeah, he comes over and he says he hands you, puts something on the table. It's like looks like a little case for like jewelry, and he says, "Congratulations, courtesy of the Corps."
Thank you, sir. And he'll open it.
It is a Purple Heart.
Okay. So I actually don't know. What are you supposed to do with like a medal when you receive it?
Obviously, you wear it everywhere you go and show it off and tell people how great you are, right?
Okay, that's super cool. I'm gonna look up and to the right at Eric and see
It would go on your dress uniforms.
Okay, so he would close it and get up and extend a hand and well, thank you.
Thank you, son. Stay safe out there. Let's make sure it's nothing more than a foot, okay?
I'll do the best I can.
And he says, "As you were." And he spins on his heel and is out the door just as quick.
Yeah, he would actually pull out like whatever is equivalent to like a phone or something and take a picture and send it to his family's group chat.
Well,
Like,
the first
Uncle Domingo.
The first one to respond is Uncle Domingo.
Oh yeah.
Are you serious? And apparently some people didn't know about the injury, and then some people are calling out your cousin, like, why didn't you tell us? And well, I know, she told me, and then it just evolves into like a family argument about, the Secretary of Defense has time for me, but not you, that sort of thing. And pretty soon they're not even talking about the medal.
Yeah.
But you do get, you see that there is a like a little letter that's been sent with it from your cousin, and it says, basically just, proud of you, but be careful out there, and congratulations.
Nice. Yeah, put that in my locker and just leave it as a kind of memento, and then attach it to wherever my dress uniform is, or if you just kind of leave them in the box until you put on your dress blues or whatever.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then I have something else. Your event.
Oh.
Because I rolled an event for Cruz. I think it's important that we all get to participate here. And what was the number? Okay. So while the team is on mission, they're gone for basically 2 days, give or take, day and a half, whatever. You notice that at this point you're able to walk. You may be using one crutch, but you're able to put pressure on the foot now. And you realize you haven't seen Private Finks from Second Section in a long time. And you start to where the fuck is this guy?
So, can you remind me, have I had an interaction with
you guys
him?
really haven't. We haven't seen much of him. So Private Finks, his
Okay.
full name is Private Wayne Gerald Finks, and his nickname is Rat Finks, because he was trapped on. As a matter of fact, he was supposedly, the story goes, stranded on O'Bannon's world and ambushed. His unit was. And he was cut off from the rest of his squad, and the story goes that for 2 weeks he had nothing to eat but rodents and rats that he managed to get his hands on. And he ended up resorting to setting booby traps for the enemy that he was facing. And what he was doing is he was basically using the rats, the dead rats that he was eating, and stuffing grenades in their carcasses to leave as booby traps. And apparently he killed over a dozen hostiles.
God damn.
Actually, I'm sorry. The story goes between 1 and 2 dozen hostiles with his, as they call them, his rat ass traps. And so he earned the nickname Rat, which also he has kind of big ears, and he's kind of got that look like a little bit like a Steve Buscemi look, like he kind of looks a little,
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
little radish.
Yeah.
But no one really called him Rat until that happened, and now it's Rat this, Rat that. He's kind of a scrawny guy. He's not very strong. He's just a rifleman. But you usually see him around. Yazi always gives him shit. But you haven't seen him for a while.
Okay. If I know Yazi talks to him, I will limp my way eventually to find Yazi and say, hey, have you seen Finks around? I've been on bed rest, but usually I see him every couple hours or days.
She's like, nah, I don't know where the fuck Finks is. What do you think, I keep tabs on him? No.
Well, you guys seem kind of friendly, so I thought I'd check.
Oh, no, she's always talking shit about him.
Oh, great.
She always makes fun of him because he ate rats, and she's always... So her thing is that she always talks about how fucking good the pizza in New York is, and that it's the only place to get pizza from, because that's where she grew up, in Brooklyn. And
cool.
her signature item is actually a crumpled up pizza menu from like her favorite pizza joint back on Earth.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool.
But
Dig
she just like always gives him shit, and it's like legitimately like she almost acts like she's better than him because she's had like this amazing pizza and he ate rats.
Okay, yeah.
She's kind of a dick about it, to be totally honest.
So, is it like some weird animosity between you and Finks, or?
What? No. Wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
You were always giving him shit.
Yeah, because he ate fucking rats.
He was stranded on a planet. You eat what you have to eat, right?
You can find more than rats.
What if you can't find?
He's
it?
trapped in
What if rats eat-
O'Bannon's world. They got those fucking crawfish things. Hook up some of those.
Okay, if that's what you can find, sure. Yeah, whatever. I've never been to Abandon's world. I'll ask some of the squad. They were just there. I'll see what happens.
She's like, man, buzz off.
Fuck you, okay? Respectfully. He'll try to find Finks. I mean, if you haven't seen him in a while,
Okay.
he's got time. He'll do the rounds.
Yeah, give me an observation roll. The Scooby-Doo music kicks in.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-da-da.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. Where's Rings?
Where's Rat Rings?
I'll push that
Okay.
because I'm only rolling 4 dice, so kill me.
The mystery of the missing Finks.
2 successes. If I have any stunts, can I do it faster?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So you're looking around, you're asking people, and finally you come across Mishka. She's still on board. You haven't seen her in a while. And you heard maybe she was still on board, but you hadn't seen her. And you do actually run into her. Looks like she's kind of hurrying down the hall, like maybe she's late for a meeting or something like that. You almost like kind of bump into her as you guys come around the corner. She's like, "Oh, excuse me, Cruz, was it?"
You got it right. Yeah, Mishka. How have you been?
Good. I am well, thank you. Good to see. Oh, I'm sorry. She is UPP. It's good to see you're on your feet again.
At least both of them now. Yeah. It's slowly healing, so I'll eventually be able to go back out soon, hopefully. So,
Good.
you've seen a guy named Finks? He's and he'll describe him as nicely as he can.
She says, no, I have not. I know of him, but I have not seen him.
How do you know of him if you've not seen him?
Well, I've heard of him. I've seen him around. I assume you're looking for him now. I have not seen him recently.
When was the last time you saw him?
I saw him earlier today. He was in, let's see. Oh, he was at the shooting range practicing.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go check there. Well, thanks, Mishka. I guess if you need any help with anything, let me know. I'm still just hobbling around here, so.
She says, I appreciate that, but I think I will be all right.
All right, good luck.
Okay. I assume you go to the range?
Yeah. There's probably like a range master or range person who oversees every few hours, right?
Yeah. Give me a either observation test or manipulation test.
Okay, observation is wits, which is my worst stat. I guess we'll go with manipulation. 1. Bad. Shit. Kill me. Still just 1.
Okay, hold on. I need to make a roll here for something. As soon
I can't
as
believe I rolled 6 more dice and I still fucked it up.
Man, you're so bad at this game.
Cruz is just the worst.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you don't notice or see anything out of the usual, but you get there, you get to the firing range, and he's not there. The range, instructor or whatever is like, no, Finks hasn't been here today.
Is it not at all? I just
No.
talked to someone. They said he was here today, literally a few hours ago.
Unless he snuck in a clip while I was in the John.
All right.
The head, as they say in the military. Learning has occurred.
All right. Well, I haven't seen Finks in a little while. I'm kind of worried. Not much he can get up to on a ship, but he's always been kind of squirrely. So.
Yeah, come to think of it, I haven't really seen him lately either. But I'm telling you, Cruz, he ain't been here today.
Yeah. Do you know him a little bit?
I mean, I talk to him every now and then,
You got any friends? Any squad mates I could reach out to?
He's kind of one of those guys that just tries to fit in with everybody, if you ask me. Don't ask Yazi. She fucking hates his guts for some reason. But,
I super found out that earlier. She chewed me out for I don't even understand why.
Yeah, well, you know those fucking Brooklyn girls.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go to the mess hall. Everyone's got to eat. Someone's got to have seen him, right?
Yeah, but no, he kind of gets along with everybody, other than her. So
yeah, someone had to have seen him. So, all right. Well, if you see him, just let me know. Just want to make sure he's okay. I guess.
Okay.
Seems weird that he's not showing up.
So you spend. It ends up taking a while, despite your extra success here. But you're like on a trail trying to find him, right? You're asking everybody. Nobody's seen him recently. And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Like I haven't seen him." And like you're like, "Man, am I the only one who like noticed this until now?"
Yeah.
And you realize like he doesn't have a buddy per se, but he gets along with kind of everybody. But he's like nobody's best friend or anything like that. And you're searching around for a while, and you actually end up going to one of the flight decks, and it's you're just looking around at this point, like trying to just follow the trail, and you just happen to walk past this like storage area, and you see something that catches your eye, and you notice that there's like a crate. Looks like it's been knocked over. And you're like, well, most of the flight crew keep this place pretty clean because safety issues and shit like that. So you go over and you look, and you notice that there is some blood on the door to this storage room.
Am I allowed to have like a service pistol or anything on me while I'm on ship, or are we like de-armed?
Eric, can you carry weapons around base?
No, not unless you're MP.
Okay, so no.
Okay.
I got 2 weapons I need right here.
At least not like, not just like random on base, unless there's like, something going on.
Okay.
Oof. Okay. He will, I guess, use his crutch as best he can as a weapon, but he's going to start hobbling in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just going to, like, open the door and start trying to clear the room as best he can and follow if he sees any blood trails. Would he have, like, some kind of radio on him?
Probably not, because it's built into your helmet.
Yeah.
Typically, so.
Does he see anyone else nearby that he could request assistance from?
High or low?
It's always 69.
I know. I just no.
No. It never works, Chris.
Flight deck's awfully quiet.
It never works. Okay, yeah, he's gonna go in solo.
Okay. So you get inside. Light is off. Turn the light on, and you can instantly see that there's some stuff that's been piled up that looks like it's been hastily piled up. It's not organized like some of the other part of the room.
Okay. Yeah, if it, he'll kind of start trying to move it and see what what he sees, trying to be as cautious as he can.
You find the crumpled form of Finks.
Check for life signs immediately.
He is dead. It appears his neck has been snapped.
He will find the nearest, I guess, station to call it into command.
All right, before you do, give me an observation test.
Oh, fuck. Two successes, but a panic, nervous.
I was going to say you should gain another point of stress when you find him.
So then it would be 8, but I'd get an extra dice.
That's fine. Okay. You notice, clutched in his hand is a tiny bit of bleach blonde hair.
Okay. I will pull the bleach blonde hair from his hand. Trying to not put my fingerprints on it as much as I can, but and then he will go to the nearest station to report something, and report that there's been a death on the flight decks and we need command here.
Okay. Do you try to call someone specifically, or do you just put a general thing on the ship like there's an emergency?
Would he know the protocol to do when there's a death on board?
I guess it probably depends on the circumstances. Eric, you got an answer for that one?
I mean, there's always a 24-hour duty to report stuff. There's also the MPs.
I guess
the
he
military
would probably
police.
he would call whatever the equivalent of the military police on the ship.
Okay.
I just found a dead person on the flight deck that I've been looking for all day.
Okay. Well, you do so, and they quickly take over the scene and cordon it off, and it's not long before there's rumors on the ship, as obviously something went down, and it is soon known that Private Finks is now deceased.
So are there phone or comm stations pretty close by on all the doors and stuff?
There's terminals like intercom things. Yeah.
Okay, so if he knew one was pretty close by and he could keep somewhat eyesight on the doorway, he wouldn't take the hair, as long as he could be sure no one was gonna remove it from the scene of the crime.
Oh, you want to make sure when you make the call, you can still keep an eye on the room he's in, basically.
Right.
Yeah, that's no problem.
So if that's possible, then he wouldn't remove the hair from the grasp. He would leave the scene fully intact.
Yeah, you can do that. No problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, they take your statement and everything. You're interviewed, and then pretty soon, everybody would hear this, including the members of Cerberus squad. You guys would hear this, that Cruz found Fink's body.
Well, shit, Cruz, why'd you do it?
I can't believe you just said that out loud, Sergeant.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay, yeah. It's a very stressful situation. It's been a rough fucking day.
That's why we gotta make light of it, all right?
Fucking leg. Okay, yeah. Let's make light of it. You just want to get a drink?
Oh, amen to that.
Yeah.
What has sent you on that search?
I've seen Finks around a lot. I mean, I've spent the last 5 or 6 days just on bed rest, so he'd come by and visit every day or two, but it had been a while since I seen him, so wanted to say hi and see what he was doing. Kind of became friends, I guess.
Yeah.
As soon as I tried to find him, no one had seen him. I just kept looking.
Weird. No one saw him today?
Mishka saw him. She said she saw him at the firing range at the training. But when I went to talk to the duty sergeant there, he said he hadn't seen him all day. Unless there was a brief period he was in the head, but...
That's strange.
Remind me what the color of Mishka's hair is?
How about I share you her photo?
Yeah.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Big really makes you think.
I hope you gave that.
coincidence.
I hope you gave that detail to whoever's investigating this.
I left the hair.
Did you let them know that Mishka said she spotted him at the range?
Yeah, it would have been all in my statement.
Oh, okay.
You would have told them the whole thing he did today.
You'll make a fine GM one day, Eric. Those are the types of questions you gotta ask these fucking people.
Yeah, these people. What do you mean by these people?
You
What do you mean by...
You also hear that later that day, you guys all hear that there is a missing dropship. That one, that's an impossible one to not eventually be heard by the crew.
Oh yeah. Okay. Is it a specific like sections or squads dropship?
No, it's like one of the spares.
Okay. They'd have to have cameras looking out on the dropship, so I would assume that they could see who did it.
Or actually, I'm sorry, I didn't mean dropship. One of the like the EEVs, one of the escape vehicles.
Oh. Okay.
A little bit harder to notice unless you actually go to that section of the ship. But yeah.
Well, this is obviously out of the hands of us as just grunts. This is very clearly something that military police would handle, and not just a squad of dumbasses who go on actual missions.
What do you mean? You don't want to go on a side mission on base?
I super do.
Well, and then believe it or not, you then realize that nobody seems to be able to find Mishka.
Time to put a bolo out.
I wonder who the last person to see her was.
Couldn't have been me. She was going to a meeting. As per the GM.
So, we're at our halfway point. I think that's a good place to take a quick break on that little revelation.
Yeah.
And, sorry, Finks, we didn't get to know you too well, but
Tried my best.
Yeah,
Let him down.
we'll take a look at this awesome art one last time.
Oh, God.
Hey,
God.
man, you'd look
Why
that
is he
way.
smiling?
You'd look that way too if you were stuck in O'Bannon's world for 2 weeks eating rats and blowing people up with rat ass traps.
Probably, but
I mean,
goddamn, I wouldn't smile.
Think what you guys went through, and you were only there for like a couple hours.
Yeah, but we were dealing with aliens and locals and UPP.
Yeah, well, he dealt with O'Bannon's world.
Yeah, yep, and all of the bugs.
How many bugs and fucking creeper vines did he, or the fucking death vines did he have to deal with?
Yeah,
So-
imagine trying to like sleep for an actual night with those things trying to kill you. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. That is our first casualty of the frontier war here in the squad, in the company, I should say. So we'll be back, listeners. Let's go grab some Dr. Pepper, and we can get underway with Operation
Ooh.
The Last Outpost.
Oh.
We'll be back in a minute. Peace. I have some pineapple upside down cake in the oven, which will be done in 3 minutes, that I got from Tavala. I tried a snack this week, and after Adam raved about pineapple upside down cake, I figured I'd try it, so I'll be getting up momentarily. But in the meantime, we have
Wait,
our
Adam
Dr.
Bunnilla
Pepper.
or the other Adam?
Other Adam. Do you remember?
Where was he?
So you remember when I had you guys over after when we brought the table in, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I asked everybody like what their favorite pie was, and
Sure.
you know, He couldn't just be like, I'll just take some fucking apple pie or coconut cream
French
pie.
shell.
He's got to come up with the weirdest shit that you're not going to find anywhere. Oh, pineapple upside down cake. I'm like, you can't buy that anywhere, bro.
That has to be pre-made.
Yeah, and then he's like going off and on a tangent. I'm like, dude, pick a fucking. I'm trying to make it a surprise, but I gotta be spelling. Fucking pick a cake so I can buy you a slice, bro.
Yeah, definitely don't remember that him mentioning that, but
No, because I was asking
figuring
everybody privately,
individually, yeah,
to try to make it like on the DL, you know. So, yeah, but we have some Dr. Pepper here, and Matt said he's like, yeah, I went to the store to get Dr. Pepper for our game night tomorrow, and he's like, but he's like, I was gonna get one case, but if I bought 4 cases, it was even cheaper. So he's like, I got 4 cases of Dr. Pepper.
Oh my God.
He's like, they had 1 case of coconut left, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Ooh.
Now he's like, I got a mix. He's like, I got 4 different flavors. So
Tomorrow's gonna be a great day then.
Mm-hmm.
Play some Zombicide. One of us is gonna win a claptrap.
How funny is it
Popcorn
that I
bucket.
knew it was the popcorn bucket the second
Yeah.
he sent that picture.
Like I've got a thing for you, and it lights up. It's actually so cool.
So cool.
The only Zombicide models I have are the Ninja Turtles.
There are Ninja Turtles Zombicide models.
Yeah, they added them as
Yeah.
like a survivor pack.
Yeah.
That's actually
And I was like, I
crazy.
had to have those. So I have
Yeah.
the Ninja Turtles and like there's a couple villains like Rocksteady and Shredder and Bebop.
Did you ever get the Ninja Turtles board game?
Yes. The original one from IDW.
Yes. Yeah.
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 I got the first Kickstarter. They ended up redoing it because I guess people complained like the scale was off and there were certain things that they didn't.
I gotta go get
Do with the
pineapple
initial
upside down
ones.
cake. But keep talking, because I can hear you.
So they actually, yeah, because they complained about the scale of the models in the first one and some other things. So they actually redid the Kickstarter, I think a couple years later, where they added some more stuff with like a solo play and like rescaled all the models and stuff. And I really wanted to get that one too, but I couldn't afford it at the time.
Yeah.
So I
So the-
keep like, but it's
So
pretty
the-
cool.
The one you do have, like, are the models good or are they kind of like? a
They're
little
okay.
older and okay.
Yeah, they're all right. They're nothing special.
Is it in the like the genre of like the cartoon where they're kind of like goofy looking? or
No,
is it like
it's
in
more like
movie?
comic, like
Oh, okay.
like the comic series. Because IDW is who ran the comic run.
Yeah.
So they're more in that style. And they're like pretty molded. Like you don't put them together or anything. They're like molded plastic.
Right. Fully molded. Yeah. Sweet.
And yeah, it's like a gridded board. You just move across the board, and it's
So,
pretty cool. Like the
who was your
tokens are like
favorite
pizzas.
turtle?
Michelangelo, of course.
Okay. The best. Yeah.
Cowabunga, guys.
Okay.
So,
All right, so we've got.
yeah, I got
we've
one of my
some-
shelves back here is for
look at
Last
that thing.
Ronin.
Woo! Wee!
We're gonna try that.
Nice.
See how that goes. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're back. We got pineapples upside down cake. We got Dr. Pepper, and we got some alien. What else does a man need, really?
I mean, the claptrap popcorn
Claptrap popcorn bucket to add to the collection.
is a direct need. Yeah.
It is.
Listen, I have the Borderlands 3 loot box collector's edition.
Oh, yeah, you know, I almost went in on that. I'm glad I didn't, because the same thing that happens whenever I get an online game with people is they all fucking play it before I do, and then it's like, oh, everybody's level fucking 50, and I'm like starting off the game. Well, this is fucking stupid.
I just played it by myself. I just wanted the collector's edition. It's like a
Yeah.
fucking like big ass.
Oh, I know, yeah, it's the actual loot box. It was fucking
Yeah,
awesome. So
super
cool.
cool.
So cool.
I haven't built any of the things in there, but someday I will.
One day. One
Someday,
day.
yeah.
All right. So, we are back. And, yeah. A lot of shit going down on the Tam right now. A lot of stuff.
Like Betty, Tam.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of rumors as to what the fuck happened to Mishka and why did she kill Finks and where did she run off to? But by the time it is discovered, she is long gone.
We don't have these trackers on these ships. Jesus Christ.
An escape vehicle, escape pod, probably not. I mean, by the time anybody thinks to look for it, like, you know, you're this big ass ship and it's this tiny little thing.
Right.
Like, it's obvious she planned it, and she's able to sneak past and escape, and Cruz failed basically to do anything about it. So
What? Why is this on me?
And you're already failing.
I mean,
This isn't even a mission.
you were the last one to see her
Okay, cool. That was like a few hours ago, right?
after she just brutally murdered him. But you know, it's fine. Whatever.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna maintain the idea that maybe it wasn't Mishka, but she's gone into hiding because she's being framed.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Just to maintain Cruz's pride that he totally didn't let a dude get killed and let the person escape.
He was already dead, by the way. She was leaving
Cool.
the scene of the crime, basically.
Oh, great. I
So-
should have seen all the blood covering her.
Come on, she's not that stupid. But anyway,
Didn't even roll an observation check.
You didn't let me. I thought it was a fucking just a random event. How am I? Okay, next time you
Nothing-
guys get random events,
nothing is random.
I better see you guys fucking meticulously analyzing each thing that happens. Okay,
All right.
unbelievable.
So, there's a lot of scuttlebutt, a lot of rumors, but it's time for you guys to go on your next mission. So, as always, you are eventually called in to briefing with your your Lieutenant Xados. And let's see where it is. Okay. So, as usual, you guys go into cryo sleep, and you eventually where are you guys brought? Let's see. Okay, let's go to the map here. So you guys are currently here at O'Bannon's world, and you guys end up traveling to this sector, so about 3 parsecs away, so about a week's worth in cryo. Once again, you all have some pretty bad nightmares. Once again, O'Connell has the worst of it. It's horrible black shapes and monsters and weird bioorganic growths surrounding you. Truly nightmarish things. You guys wake out of cryo, and the Tambatam is here. And the usual, you guys go through your preps. This time, though, it's a little while after you guys are out of cryo that Roy comes and finds you, and he says, the lieutenant would like to see you all, please, for a briefing. Your next assignment is waiting for you.
So with 7 days, can I roll 7 times to get my what is it, talent?
No, because that's in cryo, so you're not actively training. But you can do one more roll, because you would have one more day,
Okay.
basically.
All right, let's fingers crossed.
Hey.
Nope. There should be no stress for that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Damn,
I don't-
that's some good pineapple upside down cake.
Fuck you, Chris. My suffering is your good pineapple cake.
It's like infused with pineapple. Did you roll?
I rolled. I got 2 successes on stress dice, so it's nothing.
I'll let you re-roll that, Sean.
Oh, you're so kind.
He just wants you to suffer for another
I'm never gonna get this fucking talent. I'm gonna kill Cruz.
Which talent are you trying to get?
Healer. It halves the
Oh.
time for critical injuries. Yeah, I just took it because he was like in critical injury. I thought it made sense. Like trying to heal faster, but
Do you know how many times in total have you rolled for it?
yeah. At this point, it's 5. So I've rolled 10 dice.
Yeah, I was going to say it should be at least 5 times. So
Statistically, the next time I roll, I should get 2 6s. That's how it works.
I'll tell you what, you can have another roll. We'll add another day to your travel.
Oh,
Casado says, hey, do another lap around the planet before we drop him off, okay? Oh, I saw it! I saw it! It bounced!
this is
Oh,
bullshit.
this is bullshit, Duralius. Okay.
Another one.
So here for the first time, folks. Never put your wits at 2 if you're going to be in some kind of leveling campaign where you want to get talents, because you're going to want to kill yourself. Because you'll never roll a d6 that is a 6.
Or find someone who has the talent and learn it that way.
That's what
I'll
do
learn
next.
it so you can learn it. Huh? How about that?
You're going to be my buddy before long, Schmidt. gonna
Yeah,
hate
what
you
is
anymore.
what is the relationship status of everybody right now? Have we had any changes in the buddies and rivals before we go on the next mission?
Oh no, I'm just still, mean mugging Tagar through and through, as he's now the leader of the group.
Who's your buddy?
It's O'Connell.
Okay.
So O'Connell was acting kind of weird in the last couple days, so I don't think he's my buddy anymore. But Tagar's always been pretty respectable, so he's going to be my buddy for now.
Yeah. I don't know if he's changed. Let me just check if Scaarr did change his or not.
He said he had converted
His rival's
Johnson to his rival. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, you're not Johnson anymore, right? You're Cruz now, right?
I'm Cruz now, but like, yeah. So, Tagar's going to be the buddy. I guess currently Schmidt is still the rival, but that was when he was a sergeant because he was always dogging me.
Technically, I'm still a sergeant.
Yeah, that's true. And if you keep dogging me, you're gonna get mean mugged.
Don't make me pull rank.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
will still outrank you.
Oh, he outranks me a lot.
So
So it's gonna be buddy is Corporal Tagar, and rival is still Sergeant Gunther Schmidt. But his personal agenda is now grab a souvenir for Uncle Domingo.
okay, I like that one. That's great. Souvenir in parentheses. I like that. Great.
Yeah, he's gonna clear it with Tagar first. We're like, can I take this with us? Are we good with this?
Oh yes, here's some black goo.
Yeah.
Schmidt, what is
I mean,
your
I've taken a knife off of everybody I've stabbed, so
yeah? What is your personal agenda these days?
Actually, I have changed it. It said find out more information about like Dark Star program.
Okay.
Ooh.
I dig it. Okay, and Tagar, your buddy, rival, and agenda.
so my buddy's gonna still be Cruz.
Okay.
My rival is now gonna change to O'Connell because now that I'm squad leader, Sergeant Schmidt doesn't bother me as much.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
My personal agenda was to take over as squad leader.
Success.
You achieved it.
I think.
So
I think you should.
I
get
think
a-
that's worth.
a
I think
story
that's
point.
worth extra, right? Yeah.
I think you should get a story point for that.
What does the personal agenda normally do? Like in a XP game?
Yeah, it's just
it gives you a. Well, in XP, it's did you do anything to further your personal agenda?
Okay.
Because normally your personal agenda is just during cinematic play and you get a story point for it. So since you're like completing, because it was an agenda that you could theoretically complete, I think we'll say you get a story point for it.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
So now I need a new one other than because mostly it's just like collecting new weapons and souvenirs is my generic one.
Okay.
I'm taking ears off my enemies.
Yeah, okay. Settle down, Daryl.
Yeah, your barracks chairs are to be the knives from your enemies.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
Some Game of Thrones shit going on.
You have like a little fucking like vanity mirror, and you open it up, it's just knives from enemies.
Are you going to just keep it to that right now, Tagar?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna keep that, and then I'll come up with something new.
Okay. Sounds good. So, you guys are brought into the briefing room, and once again, your command squad is there. Casados greets you all. Morning, Marines. Hope you had a good sleep. Listen up. Got a Wayu network satellite hub accidentally intercepted a US CMC transmission. Command says it's highly classified. Your job is to retrieve it. We're going to land at the station, locate the transmission, recover all hard copies, and wipe any trace of it from their servers. Find anyone who may have been able to listen to it and take them into custody. Bring them back to the Tambatam so we can find out exactly how much they know. Station has no idea we're on the way. Hopefully this unscheduled visit will show them how serious this is and make them cooperate without any problems. You're free to approach insertion any way you wish. No property damage, no civilian casualties. Understood?
Understood.
Roy can provide you with additional info. Now get to it. We'll be in orbit in 60. And she actually takes off and leaves you guys with Roy. She doesn't even ask you guys have questions.
Oh, cool. I guess I'll look to the new leader, Tagar, see if he has questions first.
Oh, that's right. I gotta change your rank on OBS here. Moving on up
To the big leagues.
Gonna get
Okay, so there was a classified recording leak.
Right.
We have to figure out who heard it.
So, locate the transmission, find the hard copies, wipe the servers, find anyone who listened, and grab them to find out what they know. We take them into custody. No civilian and no property damage.
And this is on a satellite? Or
A Wayu network satellite hub?
Yes. So, in Alien,
Okay.
the network is the term that is used for the interstellar communications network that is used to transmit transmissions, messages, and things like that across known space. It was created and run by Weyland-Yutani, and so basically all throughout this map, they have satellite hubs that act as stations that receive, sort, prioritize, and send messages everywhere. Sometimes they're space stations, sometimes they're on a planet, but they're basically big radar stations, big radio stations that send and receive transmissions.
So, would it sort of be like cell phone towers for us, but just in space?
I think that's a good way to think of it as far as how it works, but
Yeah.
they are manned stations where they have to go through these messages, and I mean, some of it's automated, but a lot of it is still done where people are looking over it and making sure it's getting sent. Kind of like an operator dispatching calls in the old days, like with the soundboard, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where they'll get a message, they'll, take it, listen to it, okay, this needs to go to this sector, what's the best way to send it? And because it's such a time-consuming and expensive process, certain messages get more priority than others. So,
Okay.
but basically, you would know, like, the reason she says no property damage is if a network satellite hub is to get damaged or get taken down, that could fuck up communications for, like, as far as, like, a parsec or two worth of space.
okay.
Maybe even further.
And these are manned, and they're manned by civilians.
Well, when she says civilians, she just, she means like this. This isn't a military. It isn't a military outpost, so there shouldn't be military personnel there. So
Okay.
she just means non-military people.
Okay.
And it's a specific AWAYU network satellite?
Yeah, Wayland Yutani made the network, so
Okay.
they pretty much run all of the stations.
Okay. Makes
And
me...
one of the reasons why they are so powerful is because they've, like, imagine if just one company, which I'm sure we'll get there at this point in our day and age,
someday.
one company just owns all the all the fucking cell phone towers. So
Yeah.
Oogal.
All right.
So you're saying so they get the messages in, listen to it, and figure out where it goes next. So somebody is listening to all the messages. So we need to find that person.
typically, she said find out if anybody's listened to it, and then take him into custody. So they don't necessarily have to. It could be automated, but obviously they're worried because there's something up here. So
they said there was a CMCS transmission.
she said
not-
USC, so United States Colonial Marines Corps.
Okay, US.
Yeah, so it is one of your guys' transmissions that is classified.
Okay.
Classified to a level above what we're allowed to know.
She just said classified. She didn't specify.
I ask?
Classic Casados.
But Roy's in the room with us.
Yeah, he's waiting.
Can
if
I
you guys
ask?
have any questions.
Can I ask Roy? The contents of the message so that we can.
I am unaware
question?
of the actual contents of the message, Corporal. We have simply been told to retrieve it.
Do we know where the transmission came from?
Let me check my notes here. No. Unknown. Or classified, I think is the more appropriate term.
Is there any issues if we find out what this message pertains to?
He looks like he's actually deciding how to explain that, and he says, "You should not listen to the message if it can be avoided. I think that is best left unsaid due to the classified nature of this private."
Okay. Do we know the total number of inhabitants on the satellite?
He says, "Yes. Denali Station has a total of 46 employees. That's including the 5 heads of the facility."
Is that also including like security that they may have?
Yes.
They don't know we're coming. Is there something we can tell them so that they don't go on high alert when we get in range? Kind of.
That is up to you. The lieutenant has left that in your wheelhouse. You're
Cool.
free to approach
Figures.
as you wish.
Cool.
It's another useless upper.
We can send a message, let them know that we're going to be tracking down a message for the Colonial Marines.
If you wish,
Do we want to?
whatever approach you decide to take here, Corporal, is your show.
I mean, in theory, these aren't hostile stations, so
No, this is a civilian, corporate, but in our sense, it is a civilian-run station, so...
who, in theory, should cooperate with Colonial Marines' requests.
One would hope, yes.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be sending us if it was that easy, right?
I believe you're being sent because this is a USCMC matter, Private.
It's a message for us
So they
that
can't.
they wouldn't send civilians or.
So they can't
others.
transfer it over data. They want us to physically go collect it.
Correct. You are to make sure if they have made any hard copies to remove them from the station.
Oh, okay.
There's
Yeah,
to
I don't
be-
have any more
there's-
questions.
There's to be no trace of this left, if there is any there.
Do we know what station it originated from? Are we concerned about where it came from?
No. It appears it was inadvertently received. If you can find that out, too, I'm sure the lieutenant and the, well, I should say command would appreciate that. But the main concern is to recover it, make sure there is no trace of it left, and if anyone has listened to it, bring them into custody so we can find out exactly what they know. That'll be dealt with by command, not you. You're simply to procure any potential suspects.
Could we get something that certifies that we have authorization from UA command to pull their employees into custody if they've heard this?
Your presence is all that the UA requires for proof.
Will that work with Wei-Yu? You're always kind of prickly, right?
He says, he kind of looks for a moment, then he looks to the corporal and he says, Corporal, this is a military operation. Whatever it takes to make them understand that, stay within the parameters the lieutenant has set for you, make it happen. Weyland-Yutani or not.
Understood. We'll get it done.
And as you guys are... Do you have any other questions before he lets you guys go?
Sergeant?
Nope.
Is there a specific person we should talk to on the station? Like a head of security or something?
He says there are several individuals who run the station. The station itself is overrun by a corporate administrator who works for the company. Their job is to oversee everything and report directly to the company. A man by the name of Kirk Sebastian. There are also 4 others that are kind of the head of the facility. There is a chief security officer who's in charge of the security force. There is a supervisory air traffic control specialist who oversees the air traffic control crew. There's a director of engineering, head of the engineering corps, and there is a chief communications officer who is the head of the actual comms array on the station. And if you'd like their names, he can give those to you as well.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be nice.
Chief security officer is Arnaldo Alvarez.
Okay.
The I know it's a long title, but the supervisory air traffic control specialist. I actually looked this up to make sure they all had different titles because it sounded better than just manager. And apparently that is the official term for someone who's in charge of an air traffic control tower, is supervisory air traffic control specialist Tammy Higgins.
Tammy?
Tammy, Tammy.
Yeah.
Director of Engineering, Nathaniel Cunningham. And Chief Communications Officer, Kimura Yasutari. I'll type that one for you just in case.
And what was the title?
Chief Communications Officer. Yeah, the Tambatam's talking to you. Creepy.
And then the Wei-Yu administrator was Kirk Sebastian.
Yes.
Okay.
Ultimately, everything goes through him to the company, and the other 4 are heads of their respective departments and lead their various teams. And then there are 41 employees that work under the 5 of them.
Okay. Great.
Is there any specialty equipment we need to be on the station?
You read
Get
my
to the
mind.
station.
You read my mind, Corporal. As a matter of fact, yes, you'll be provided with Mark 35 compression suits. just in case if you'd like to approach from outside the base. While the moon that this station is on does have a small, not small, but a thin enough atmosphere, you will not survive indefinitely outside of the station without a suit. We just recommend it just in case.
All right, we'll pick them up.
Yep.
And feel free to requisition Mother for anything else you deem appropriate. Any other questions?
None for me.
All right.
No, can't think of any.
And before you guys depart, he says, Sergeant, there is a message waiting for you in one of the private booths. If you'd like to check that before you leave, I was told it was high priority.
Sure thing.
And then after he leaves, he looks, and once Cruz starts to go get stuff together, and O'Connell's getting stuff together, he looks to you, Corporal, and he says, I just thought you should be aware, Corporal. Obviously, this is your first mission as squad commander, squad leader, and I think suffice to say, you know that this is obviously going to be an appraisal of your abilities. So please make us proud and do the lieutenant right. She's eager to see you succeed, as we all are, but she is a thorough judge of character, as I'm sure you're aware.
I will keep that in mind.
Very good. Best of luck.
So, Chris, personal question. In the first mission Cruz was on, he was...
Yes, I would love to go out on a date with you. I'm sorry, what?
Great. We can do it tomorrow at Matt's place.
Score!
And, one of us gets to use tongue.
Whoa! Damn. Double
Damn.
score.
So, in the first mission, Cruz was authorized to take a gauge pump action shotgun. Does he keep that, or once he's done with the mission,
it
does
goes
he...
back after the mission.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so that's good to know. And I will have to return the smart gun.
Even stupid shit like a knife, you gotta give back. Even extra ammo, you have to give back if you didn't use it.
Yeah, so I don't remember where this VP semi-automatic pistol came from on Cruz. I don't think that's his standard loadout, honestly.
Is it part of your event? Your enlistment event?
I don't think so.
Oh no, you have the report with the logistics officer.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I've got to return that most likely then.
No, because that is a... No, I don't think you would have requisitioned that because these are old weapons that aren't used much
Not
anymore.
something they would give.
You picked that up somewhere.
Okay. I might have picked it up from one of the enemies then. Okay.
I don't remember where, but I'm almost positive you acquired that during a mission.
Yeah, so then things I acquire during missions I get to keep and just put them in my footlocker?
Yeah, generally they don't, O'Connell's got that non-standard issue rifle that you guys got from the, what was it, the Blackguard or whatever?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I have that in my footlocker, but I think that was the one I borrowed from O'Connell, so I'll delete that then.
Yeah, because I believe only one of those was taken.
No, I have the other one.
Yeah,
Oh, you do?
Tagar
Okay.
and O'Connell both took
Okay.
them, but
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things, like, it's technically breaking procedure, but, depending how well you get on with your CO, they may or may not come down on you for it. And, I mean, you guys, for the most part, have been, getting the jobs done at least. So,
Yeah.
Casados doesn't seem to care too much if you're using, hey, if you want it, whatever. If you're more comfortable with that gun, if it gets the job done, I don't really care. Just
so
don't,
then
don't put it in the report sort of thing,
Cruz would requisition from either the person he knows, the officer for his talent,
Mm-hmm.
or Mother, a stun baton and a bunch of handcuffs.
Oh, those Mother will grant, given the mission circumstances. That's fine.
Okay. And what about stun grenades?
Yeah, I think she would allow that.
Okay, sweet.
Seems you're trying to stay within mission parameters, so
Sweet.
she'd much rather you take those than regular grenades, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I bet.
Mother, I need some new Bimex glasses.
I don't think she would actually have those, to be totally honest.
Unacceptable.
That's
Embarrassing.
That's like a special request item, man. Yeah.
Can I request them from my hidden stash guy? Kind of like build the bridge between me and my sergeant.
Sure. Yeah, you're asking a lot of favors though. You want that and speakers, man? It's gonna cost you, man. Well,
Okay.
speakers are gonna be a pretty penny, you know.
The speakers are from Johnson.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
This is just the guy I was friendly with, my
That's right,
hidden
that's right.
stash. But I can
Yeah.
roll in manipulation if you need.
I think he can probably get you glasses, but he'll want like something in return, like some money or something, you know, or anything else you got that's worth trading.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't have anything currently, but I'll find something for him on this mission.
Okay.
One of the guys I'm gonna handcuff or stun is gonna have something nice.
All right. He's like, you got a deal, man. You bring me back a souvenir, and I think I can get that for you.
All right. And then I slap these nice sunglasses in Sergeant Schmidt's hand and like,
Oh no! You got to get the item first.
oh, okay.
Because he's got to get the sunglasses. He doesn't have them laying around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll find something for him.
Like, he might have regular sunglasses, but remember, the Bimex ones can block lasers if they get shot, remember?
Wait,
Yeah, remember?
Yeah. That
If
was
you-
the ridiculousness
If
of
you
it.
get shot by a laser weapon, you roll a dice, and if you roll a 6, it hits the sunglasses. The sunglasses are fried, but the laser bounces back.
Why the fuck are you asking for these?
They were his
It was
signature item that he
original.
got from an event.
Oh, okay.
I lost them. I dropped them.
And they're
I can't
cool.
find it in the
They're
water.
Cool as fuck.
I'm not the only person who dropped my signature item.
Yep.
Feels bad. Okay, yeah. I'll fucking find something for you, homie.
mean, You are the only one that dropped like 7 of them, though.
Bro, I dropped like so many items. So upsetting. Okay.
Let's see.
Are there? You said there was handcuffs.
Yeah, Matt constantly has handcuffs. I don't know where he fucking got them from, though.
Yeah. Also, be sure you guys take the Mark 35 compression suit, which is under armor and spacesuits. And actually, we got a picture of this one too, because this is the Marine equivalent version of a spacesuit. So it's parts of the Marine armor go over basically the classic spacesuits from the first film. It's one less armor than your regular armor because it's got a glass helmet, on the front versus just a full helmet. But otherwise, it's an armored spacesuit. It's not as bulky as the others. This is from the what book is it? I have it right here. Alien fans will know this one, but if you haven't, the Colonial Marines Technical Manual, an actual in-universe thing that is basically all about the Marine Corps. That is where this picture is actually from. So, check it out.
I will request from Mother also some nap relief.
Yeah, she'll let you take a dose, no problem. Anything else?
So anything from our standard loadout we have? So like as a breacher, like I have like stun round or what are they? I just saw them.
I think you have stun rounds, right? Of some sort.
Or like riot rounds,
Yeah.
baton rounds. That's what they are.
Yeah,
Stun baton.
you always have access to your standard equipment unless they tell you not to bring it.
Okay.
Is that something the other non-breachers can get access to?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I guess I'll request breach or stun rounds or whatever, because I don't want to fucking shoot
So,
people with
I
actual
think
guns.
so. The baton round, though, my understanding is they're shot from the grenade launcher portion.
Oh, so they're basically
Ooh.
stun grenades. Yeah, let
So
me.
it says these are M230 baton rounds.
Yeah,
So
the
are those?
M230 is a grenade launcher, if I recall. I'm looking at it on your character sheet. I don't. See it.
Non-lethal, rather projectiles for use through the grenade launcher.
Oh, okay.
So they incapacitate without killing.
Yeah, so I guess they don't have the actual like bullet version. It's just the grenade version.
Okay.
Maybe it acts like a shotgun because the grenade launcher's like pump action on the pulse rifle. So maybe it's more like a shotgun shell that does like a dispersal. We could say. I mean, that seems a little bit more useful than like a grenade. I don't know. A grenade seems a little overkill. Even a stun grenade, right? To like, if you're just trying to take down one guy, like I don't know.
It's like a rubber bullet, like this big that shoots out of the grenade launcher.
Right? Like, fucking just cracks the guy's sternum. Seems a bit much.
You get double armor against it, apparently.
Yes, makes sense. Well, usually when you're shooting civilians, they don't have armor, so that doesn't really matter.
I don't see anything like handcuffs or manacles or anything, though.
No, I'm not seeing
They are an
anything.
item. I mean, they might not be in the actual game, but obviously you guys can get
Okay.
like zipped. You guys would probably have zip
Yeah.
ties. Would probably be the more equivalent you guys would have access to.
If I get a request from other data transmitter cards,
What are those?
transfers of audio visual data, small clear plastic data transmitter cards that plug into a variety of recording equipment.
Oh, yeah, to
Like a
download
USB
stuff.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay. So there's not any kind of like gel rounds or like bean bags we can be loaded with, so we don't have to.
No, I think these baton rounds are the best you're gonna get.
But those are only for grenade launchers for the.
Well, there's
Was
two types. There's an actual grenade launcher that's just a separate weapon, and then there's the grenade launcher that's attached to the pulse rifle.
Okay, yeah. The sniper that Cruz has, I don't think can do that, so
No.
he will just stick with his stun baton.
Okay.
But he's going to leave his ghillie suit at home because he doesn't need that.
Okay.
Are you sure about that?
You don't want
I
to
feel like
stealth on the surface of the moon?
if you saw inside of a space station just a big potted plant walking towards you, you would think it was suspicious, right? I would think it was suspicious.
What is this, Metal Gear? The fucking
Yeah,
cardboard
Metal
box?
Gear, but the cardboard box looks like a fucking
It's a
giant
plant.
potted plant.
It's a plant. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
okay.
I like that.
So if we're wearing the compression suit, do we have to wear our armor too?
No, the armor's built into the suit.
Okay, so I can put the armor in the foot locker because it's
Yes.
weighing me down. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Move it to the locker, not inactive.
Oh, okay.
That's how you get rid of the weight. Because when it's inactive, it means you're still carrying it.
That's what's causing me the issues here. Okay. All right. And then I wanted stun grenades.
And technically, you wouldn't have the helmet either, because that's part of the armor. But the weight's already included in the armor. So
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm just gonna add these stun grenades and we're good to go.
all right. So one last thing before you depart, Adam, do you go to this this call you have?
Yes.
Okay. So you're brought into one of these separate rooms where you get these messages and stuff. And you sit down, and you see that there is a vid message waiting for you, and it is from a Colonel A.W. Spears.
Okay. Go ahead and play the video.
All right. So you see a man who... Well, why don't you make a wits test? Let's see if you know who Colonel Spears is.
No idea.
Okay. So you may have heard the name, but you've never seen his face. But we, as the viewers, have seen him before, so we know that O'Connell had a conversation with this guy. So you see a man, he's AW, which means he's an artificial womb soldier. And you see basically kind of this like almost creepy villain silhouette. And he's got this baseball cap on. It's Colonial Marine baseball cap with the logo. And it's like almost perpetually covering his eyes. You never really quite see his eyes when he's talking. He's got a lit cigar. You can see as soon as he shows up on screen, he's wearing a military uniform. You can see the insignia on there that marks him off as a colonel. And he says, "Afternoon, Sergeant Schmidt. If you're not sure who I am, my name is Colonel A.W. Thomas Spears." Takes a long draft on the cigar. Understand there's been a request for your demotion at the request of your CO, Lieutenant Casados. Just wanted to let you know that that's not something you need to worry about. General Spears and I have had a little conversation about that, and, well, we think trying to take out UPP does not deserve a demotion. Matter of fact, General Vaughn sees it the other way. So, just wanted to make you aware of that. Don't worry about what your CEO has to say about that. And well, I just want to let you know directly from General Vaughn herself, keep up the good work. We'll be in touch. And that's the mission. That's all the transmission says.
All right. Oh, got some pep back in my step.
All right. So, you guys get to a drop ship. It's brand new. Weaver is looking better. Herschel is doing some last-minute checks. And she's sitting there staring at it like this with her arms crossed when you guys show up. And like she's a little perplexed.
Got any flight hours on this?
No. Still trying to come up with a name, though. Any ideas? Great. Awesome. Good to see you, too.
Hey, Weaver. Nice to see you back on your feet.
Yeah, you as well. How's the foot feeling?
I can almost not feel the shrapnel in it, so almost whole. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
How about you? You got any suggestions for this bird?
Nothing good. I didn't actually know the previous one was gone. Found out a bit ago, so.
Yeah. Big rip, Helios one.
Big rip.
Big
Like
rip
my
indeed.
grandpappy Sean used to say.
Yep. It's a goddamn shame.
Yeah.
Just call it the biohazard.
What?
Doesn't even make sense, actually.
Yeah, shut the
Charged.
fuck up. Just get in the fucking plane. God damn it.
You know how to make friends.
Well, the first one was named Helios, like the sun, right? You could always call it something like Valkyrie, bringing the dead to Valhalla.
That's an easy one, though, too, right? Flight of the Valkyries. Like, come on.
Well, okay, well, you could call it Flight of the Bumblebee or something cringe like that, but no one listens to the classics anymore. Why don't we take it on our first ride and see if it earns its name?
All right. I like that. Trial by fire. Let's see what happens.
Right.
Ooh, that might be a good name. Trial by fire.
Through the fire and the flame, you know?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't promise any music today because we're still waiting on speakers for this thing. So, but
Oh, thank God.
we'll have. Shut the fuck up. We'll have. I'll have
Who's
something
your
for you guys next
distributor?
time.
We need to yell at him. Just, you know.
Well, I got a few things in the works. I put in a request. I got somebody working on it, but come on, you know.
Oh, okay.
You know how it is. I gotta ease those things in here so they don't see me. I mean, they know it's gonna happen, right? Like it's not gonna happen. So
Nobody's gonna stop you.
yeah, yeah. It's my bird, right? So
Right.
anyway, hop in. Let's get you guys down there. And as you guys are getting in, she's like, "So, Corporal, what's the method of insertion today?" And you can see she's giving you a really weird look and trying to make this as awkward as possible.
Yeah, we going hard and fast or like slow and sensual?
We are
Fucking got him.
Mr. Serious over here.
I know.
Mr.
it's great.
Skiff.
But seriously though, what's the plan of attack here?
All right. Well, we're not. In theory, we're not heading into hostile territory. So let's send a message of our incoming arrival that we're looking to just have a meet with Kirk. What's the last name? Kirk something?
I have it written down.
Yeah,
Just scroll all the way down.
Private.
Sebastian.
What'd you put in your notes, please, for me?
Kirk
Thank you.
Sebastian.
Kirk Sebastian is the Wayu administrator, or the chief security officer is Arnaldo Alvarez.
Does Kirk Sebastian sound douchey enough to be a corporate agent? Because I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
it does. Okay.
It's way douche.
I felt pretty good about that one, coming up with that, so. All right.
The worst you could probably make is it's like Constantine Sebastian.
The third Esquire?
Yeah. Like, this
Okay.
guy.
All right. Yeah, well, I guess we can do that if that's what you want to do. All right. Hop in. Let's get this show on the road.
Strap in, yeah.
So you hop in your nameless, not brand new, but brand new to you guys, Cheyenne dropship. There are no speakers. There is no awesome music to take you down to the planet. And there's no singing of lyrics by Herschel. So really, it's the worst ride you've ever had in your life.
Oh, I feel great.
And
Very
yeah,
uneventful.
I'm just gonna crash this into a mountain because that would be better than this.
Very sad.
Yeah. So you guys drop out of the hangar. The usual. You're making your way down towards this planet, and you see this. Basically, it looks kind of like our moon, Luna. It's a small, gray, lifeless, really no features other than mountainous terrain or valleys. And you guys are approaching, and she starts doing some stuff on the council. She's like, "All right, Herschel, get him up on the line." She's like, he's like, "Roger that." He starts pressing some buttons, and he says, "All right, Corporal, I'll patch you in." And he basically says, "Denali Station, do you read? This is," and he's like looking because you guys actually don't have a ship name. He's like, "This is the Trial by Fire, United States Colonial Marines." And then finally hear them like chime back. "Go ahead." And then he looks to you. He like looks over his shoulder to you, Tagar, and he gives you the thumbs up to go ahead and start talking.
This is Corporal Tagar of Kilo Company. We're gonna be making a short visit. Hoping to get a meeting with Kirk Sebastian, or head of security over there. I have a couple questions. We'll be arriving shortly.
You hear, repeat again there, Corporal? What is your ETA?
And I look to Herschel.
Yeah, he says whatever, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever.
Okay. About 10-15 minutes. Should be there shortly.
And there's a pause, and then, sorry, Corporal, we don't have you on the, manifest for today. And there's like...
It was a
pause,
late request from Colonial Marine Corps. Just got dispatched for this mission.
He's like, mission? Can you hold one moment, Corporal? And, there's a bit of time where there's a little bit of silence, and then finally you hear a woman come over the line. Says, this is Supervisory Air Traffic Control Specialist Higgins. Who am I speaking with?
Good afternoon. This is Corporal Tagar of the Kilo Company, Colonial Marine Corps. We're going to be arriving in about 10 minutes now. Hoping to get a quick meeting with some of your team to discuss recent message that was received by your station.
She says, that's news to me, Corporal. Don't have you guys on the schedule for anything like that.
This was recent dispatch on our end, and we would appreciate your cooperation at this time.
Give me a manipulation roll at +2.
Ooh, king.
All right. She says, I hear you loud and clear, Corporal. I think we can make it work. We'll have you landing at Pad 3 in the hangar.
Thank you. I look forward to speaking to you shortly.
Roger that. And you guys break through what little atmosphere this rock has, and you see there is a station kind of nestled in a clearing between some mountains. There's a circular area that is the middle of the base, kind of like a circular, like a dome almost kind of shape, and you see kind of coming off of that are what looks like basically 3 wings of this station. You do see there's one wing where there are these 5 massive antenna arrays all clumped together. Huge, probably at least 200 to 300 meters tall each. They each look like a small little building in and of itself. And then you see coming off of the station, there's like what's clearly a long corridor or tunnel, and then that ends in a large, like kind of square rectangular shaped building, which you can see is the hangar. It looks like it's almost the size of like a stadium, the hangar itself. Scattered around the station, there are 3 huge satellite like radar dishes, like the thing you used to have on the side of your house back in the day. But we're talking like the things you see for like a science research station. Like these things are probably, I think they might be labeled here, but I believe they are about 100 meters across each.
Damn.
Let's see. Okay, each dish is roughly 50 meters tall and about 75 meters wide. And they basically kind of form a triangle shape around the station itself. And as you guys approach, you see that the top of this hangar, this stadium-sized building, begins to retract like an actual stadium. And inside, you see there are 4 landing pads that could fit roughly the size of a dropship like yourselves, or like a corporate shuttle or something like that. Nothing much bigger than what you guys have right now. Certainly not like a starship. And there's currently no other ships there. It's just your guys' ship that appears to be landing. And they give you the clearance. They tell you which pad, and Weaver and Herschel easily get you guys down there. And then you can see when you're inside this building, it's kind of like in a warehouse where they have that mezzanine area that kind of overlooks like a warehouse floor. And you can see that's the control station for this. You can see a couple people in there working some controls. Eventually the hangar starts to close. And this takes like a good 15, it's like a full turn. It's like 15 minutes just for this thing to retract and de-retract. And they tell you, depressurizing. They tell you guys to wait while they do that. And you see, they have to depressurize to open and then close and then repressurize. So
when you say mezzanine, I don't really know what that means. Are you talking like a second floor, kind of like building?
Yeah, it's like mezzanine is the actual terminology. So think of a second floor, but there's no floor underneath it. So you use either steps or a ladder to get up there.
Okay, usually so it's like the office on the second floor in a warehouse.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, okay.
Except you see there's a staircase. So if this is the mezzanine, if you're looking at it this way, right?
Yeah.
We'll say this is one of the windows. There's 3 windows on top. There's a staircase that comes up the side like this.
Okay. Yeah.
And it overlooks the 4 pads in front of it.
I got it.
I like visual props. Okay.
No, it's cool. It definitely helps.
So, so you guys land, and this whole process takes about 30 minutes or so for the thing to open. You guys land, it close, and then it has to pressurize. Actually, because it's probably about 30 to 45 minutes. So you guys have a little time as you're sitting there waiting. And they say, once they're done depressurizing, they'll have someone come and get you.
So I guess command didn't tell them that we were coming?
No, I think they wanted us to make that decision. Didn't surprise them or not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what she said in her briefing. She says the station has no idea we're on the way. Hopefully an unscheduled visit will show them how serious this is and make them cooperate without any problems.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And O'Connell is with us too, right?
No, he's dead, actually.
Oh, okay. We shot him out the airlock.
He died from the stress in his cryopod.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Rip.
Oh.
I knew
all those nightmares. No, he's with you guys. Yeah.
Had some Freddy Krueger dreams.
He's awfully quiet, and he's got that 1,000-yard stare going on right now. He's probably huffing a few smokes.
Sarge, did something happen between you guys, or what happened with fucking O'Connell?
No, he's fine. He's just another rough cryo sleep, The usual.
Okay, he's had rough cryo sleeps, but this is not normal. It's only been 4 days since I got to hang out with you guys. What happened?
Well, Cruz, let me ask you this.
Oh.
Would you have tried to review their reports from their mission?
If I had easy access to them, yeah, but he would have talked to them when they came back on board and see what happened.
Okay.
And
well, I think that's more
I mean,
interesting.
what were you doing in bed all this time?
I couldn't walk because someone blew my foot up when you were supposed to.
So you were reading reports, right?
Whatever they would allow me to read, yeah. But
Marine Corps reading list.
Want to point out the fact that I was hiding behind you and your shield, and you still let someone blow up my foot.
Apparently, you weren't very good at hiding behind a shield.
So
it's hurtful, but I accept that. I'll do better next time.
If you do read the reports,
yeah.
The only thing that is changed is the mention of the dead alien creature is reworded to read something along the lines of unidentified native fauna discovered. And it's given like a 2-sentence description, very cursory, pass over, which, to you don't realize that it's been like altered. But
Yeah, he's still very new, so
yeah.
he wouldn't.
Everything else is basically what they did, because no one really hid much in the reports. So you read like the whole thing, like the ambush, the failed ambush, the truce, the attempted betrayal, and then you can see that there's a couple disagreements between the squad throughout that with the mission and the orders, and you can tell Johnson trying to get everybody to play nice together. The ship going down, Weaver getting injured, all that stuff.
Okay, well, since O'Connell's not here, I'll just talk to Schmidt. Like, damn, that Johnson guy seems kind of like a dick. What's going on with that guy?
Too goody two shoes. That's for damn sure.
We need to watch out for him. I don't trust him.
I'll give him one thing. He got us out of the initial pickle of being friendly with them.
Yeah.
But to let UPP scum get out of here, nah. I'll have to kill him again.
Okay.
All right. So, just to watch everybody's backs. Cruz.
Mhm.
I want you to buddy up with Sergeant over here.
Sure.
I'll stay with O'Connell. We get separated for any reason. Stick together.
10-4.
Roger that, big boy.
Can I look out of like whatever viewports we have and just kind of like scan the area and make sure no way you people are going to do anything shady?
Yeah, the only viewport is through the cockpit. The dropship itself doesn't have any viewports on it.
I'll trust.
You can.
She's
landed in such a way where the front of the ship is facing the mezzanine and the door that leads into the tunnel, and the ass of the ship is basically facing towards a wall.
Okay.
So you guys can at least more or less see what's going on in front of you. Yeah, it looks like normal procedures for this operation. You've never seen a setup like this, but you're guessing this place doesn't get a tremendous amount of traffic.
Right.
But it's got the room just in case. So.
By now, would my motion tracker have gotten a refresh to maximum battery?
Oh yeah, it's been charging for like 3 months. Yeah, it's back. It's back. It's a very old model. Very old model.
Yeah. What is even the maximum battery? Is it 5?
It's 5. It depends. I think one of them is 5 and one of them is the more advanced one that actually can fit on your gun is 4. The big ass clunky one is 5.
Okay, I checked the notes and it says maximum battery power level supply is 5.
Okay, you got the big ass one you got to hold by hand, like Hudson had in Aliens.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I can change that. So I would like to just check the surrounding areas with the motion tracker.
Give me a power roll. Okay, that's 6. Not 5.
And sell you power is 5.
Do you have multiple items with power on your character sheet that are active?
The muzzle suppressor has a power of 0.
What?
The stun baton has a power of 5, though.
That's
active,
why it gets messed up if you have multiple items with power.
Okay, I will make the stun baton inactive until...
Yeah, so just switch them when you use them, and then it should roll and that way it'll roll the power for that particular item too.
Okay.
So the game knows, but that's fine. You didn't roll any failures, so whatever.
Okay.
You get like 3 pings, which appear to be the people up in the control room.
Looks good. Corporal Tagar.
All right, we about ready to.
Yeah, you guys just wait
Embark.
until they come and get you?
No, I mean we'll drop the ramp and kind of look around the hangar.
Yeah, so it's mostly empty. There's a little bit of equipment. There's not much equipment in here because it opens to a depressurized area. So there's not much down here that isn't like bolted down. So it's very much just land and then go to the airlock, and then you go through this long tunnel to get to the station. So,
Okay.
when you guys start
Is
getting...
the long tunnel locked?
Well, so
Good.
as you guys get out, you can hear Weaver over the comms. She's like, yeah, Sarge, they're asking what you're doing. They said they wanted us to wait until everything's done. I guess the depressurizing is not quite finished. Just an FYI.
All right. I mean, we would wait for the depressurizing to finish.
Okay. All right. So when that does finish, eventually there is one of the guys comes out of control room, and he motions, and then Weaver says, all right, it looks like he's telling you, go on over. And then when you guys get out of the dropship, you can see there's a guy standing at the foot of the steps, and he's motioning for you guys to come over towards the airlock. And you see the beautiful yellow and white WY logo all over the place. It's on the roof of the retractable roof. It's in the center of each landing pad. There's a nice big one hanging above the windows of the mezzanine, and everybody's uniforms has it.
No, okay.
Disgusting.
Cruz will go up to the cockpit and hand Herschel one of his electroshock grenades. Yeah, listen, this whole thing seems pretty weird. I don't really trust Wei Yu, so things go wrong. You guys have something to help out. And it's not deadly, so Herschel, you can totally throw that at humans, right?
Good thinking, Private. I will do so.
Okay.
And Weaver looks over her shoulder. She's like, hey, don't worry, kid. If anything goes south, I got old Reliable back there. And she taps the pulse rifle that's hanging up.
Yeah. So. Good luck.
She's like, trust me, if they shoot first, they'll also be shooting. It'll be the last time they shoot. Put it that way.
Okay. I just wanted to give Herschel something so he could, help protect himself and feel a bit of participation.
I get it. You gotta diversify your options. I like that.
Right, yeah. It's like a portfolio that I can't afford at my current income level.
All right, make it quick. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. And then he goes back and saddles up with the sergeant.
Okay. Do you guys go towards this crew member or this guy who's?
Yep.
Okay. So
Yep.
yeah, most of you guys come over and you hear him. It's like the suit comms, and he starts pressing the button, to get the door open. And he's like, "So, what are you guys doing here? We didn't have you guys on the schedule today."
Yep, last minute trip. We were made up aware of a message your station has received. I just want to get some additional details on who received it and, where it's currently sitting.
Oh, no shit, huh? All right. Well, yeah, just down this way, and he leads you down this long hallway. It's quite big, and you guys are finally gonna get a new map. And this should be black right now. Is it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Fully black.
Well, it's still loading, but
You
yes.
get to use tokens.
So cool.
So I'm gonna put you on the map here. And you guys can move around. And here's O'Connell, just in case. So, yep. So, you guys see this long tunnel, and it goes into this airlock right here, which they open up for you to come into. You go through the airlock, and then... Oh, here, I'll move O'Connell then. You get into this room, and it's basically a security checkpoint. It's kind of like a big lobby. There's to your left, there's a seating area. There's a bunch of chairs up alongside the wall, and a couple benches like to sit in. There's some, garbage like fake plants in here, and there's a big digital screen on the wall that's running like some Wei-Yu ads, for like, we're building better worlds and terraforming, and it's, just the cringe stuff you usually expect. And you see there's 2 security checkpoints in here. In front of you, there is a security checkpoint that leads further into the base, and then to your right, there's a security checkpoint. Now, the one in front of you has a single walkway. It's kind of like set up like a metal detector, like it's like a thing you have to walk through, but it's got those like turn dials like you see at the like the subways, where they like go through like that on each other.
Yeah.
And then it's more like a fence you're looking at, rather than a wall. And then there's a little security booth next to it where you see a security guard in there. And then to your right, same thing. This thing right here is a security booth that's in between, and on either side of that, there's these turnstile openings. Again, it's a wall. It's a wall that's a fence, so you can see through it, and you can see up to the the end over there. Now, so there's one way to go in, and then one way to come out. On the right-hand side, the one in front of you, there's just one door to go in and out. And you see, as you're waiting here, the security guards are kind of watching you, and you see over behind this door, the one that leads further in towards the central part of the base, you see a Latino man, and you see his name tag says Alvarez. And these guys are just wearing some basic, like, security guard gear. So they've got, like, your typical, like, security guard uniform, and then, like, a vest on over that. And then just, they probably got, like, a stun baton or maybe a pistol. It's typical. Nothing out of the ordinary. And he comes over, and he, like, motions for you guys to come up. And he says, you're the Marines?
So,
Yes,
while we're
yes,
here...
sir.
Can I just take like a scan of any, I guess, security cameras I see?
Oh yeah, there's a camera in here. There's probably 2. There's probably one like on this side of the wall, and then one on this side of the wall.
Okay, I'll just make a note of them.
Yeah, in the corner.
Right.
Of up on the ceiling. He says, "What do we owe the pleasure to, gentlemen?"
We're just looking to get some information on a recent CMC message transmission you've received. Do you know who would be receiving messages at this time?
If you're talking about comms, you probably want to talk to Chief Communications Officer. She'd be the one.
All right. Can you put us in contact with her?
He says, yeah, let me get you guys in touch. And he's like, you see he's calling somebody on like a intercom phone, and then looks like there's a little bit of commotion back and forth. And then he's like, all right, the administrator will be here in a moment. He wants to talk to you guys. And
Appreciate it.
he nods, and then you see eventually coming up towards this door by the booth where this guy is stationed. You see a man who looks like he's probably in his like early to mid 40s. He's got a little bit of gray in his hair, mostly clean shaven, and he's wearing like kind of business attire. He's got like a button-down shirt with a tie, and he's got the Weyland-Yutani logo on the tie, right in the middle. And he says, what's the meaning of this? He's like, what are you doing here? Who are you? What do you need?
Introduce myself again. Corporal Tagar, Colonial Marine Corps. we're just trying to get some information on a recent transmission you received. So, if you could just point us in the direction of who we can speak to on that.
He says, I'm the corporate administrator, Kirk Sebastian.
Oh,
I'll be the one you'll be talking to.
great. Thank you. So, there's somewhere we can speak in private?
He says, no, we can speak right here.
Okay. There was a Colonial Marine Corps transmission that you received, and within the last... Do I know when it was received?
She did not say.
It was recently received by your station, and we're trying to understand where the current where it is currently.
He's like, this station receives hundreds, if not thousands, of messages every day. He's
From the
like,
Colonial Marine Corps?
No, from all over the sector. Or parsecs, whatever term he would use.
So you should be able to find the one that came from the Colonial Marine Corps.
Do you have any idea how much time that's going to take? I don't have the personnel here to waste on something like that. Understaffed as it is.
Are all your messages handled by civilians? Live by people?
A majority
Not automated?
of them. Well, some are automated, of course.
What would it take to get this information? This is high priority for us.
You just show up on our doorstep. There's no schedule. There's no formal requests. I mean, what are you doing?
The formal request is that we're here, and we will not be leaving without this information.
All right. Give me a manipulation test, please.
If I knew I was going to be leader, I would have put more skills points in some of these things.
Well, your agenda was to become it, so...
He's got a point.
Oh, that. Oh,
I needed to, what is the talent that makes you, use strength to, scare people into giving you information?
Ooh.
What was it?
Was it manipulation, you said?
Menacing.
No, menacing is probably the one, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
You do have a success on 2 dice. You have a success. Do you want to push?
Yeah. Damn.
Okay. All right. So he's like, he's like taken aback a little bit when you we're not leaving without it. And he's like, I'll have you know this is completely against company policy and procedure. You need to go through the proper channels to get access to a station like this. This isn't open to the public.
We are not the public.
All right. Well, at that, we're going to have to call it with our little standoff here.
Ooh.
We are the public. Or we're not the public. That's where we end on that quote. Cocking the gun.
That's a good quote, but it could be way bad.
So, we'll call it at that. Enjoy the longer episode this week, folks. We're going to be taking a break in the real world here next week, but don't you fret, because this morning I recorded our one-shot with our friends down in Australia from Distant Grey Gaming, so we will have plenty to keep you guys busy, and, we will be back soon enough, and O'Connell shall return. We'll have the whole crew back, and we'll see what happens here with Mr. Corporate Wayland guy. So, thank you all so much, as always. We'll see you on the flip side. Same time, same place. Signing off.